abstract methods. Using the same project, we have the animal superclass and its children, clownfish, lion, and parrot, and we have objects created from these classes. All of these objects will be inheriting the make sound method from the superclass. So let's call the methods from each of these objects. Nemo, Simba, and Rio. So if we build and run, we're not gonna get anything because our make sound method is empty. Let's add a print line statement. Okay, so all of the animals, regardless what type, will make a sound because they are gonna inherit this from the superclass. Okay, it works, but logically it doesn't make sense. So in the scenario that we have, these are different animals, and although they are gonna make sounds, they will have a different way of doing so. So this is where our topic begins, about the miscommunication between child classes. It causes unwanted behavior in a program. So in our example, the program works, but the behavior is not how we expected it to be. Let's try to fix this issue by overriding. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the code. I'm gonna copy the make sound definition from the animal class and paste it inside clownfish. So we override by using the same method header, but we have to change the method body. So in our print line, I'm just gonna say, we overridden the make sound method. It's giving us this warning, but to fix this, we simply add the @ symbol followed by the override keyword. This is just to tell the compiler that this is an override statement that we did. Now if we build and run, our clownfish is producing a different sound. Let's do the same thing for the other classes. Copy and paste this whole code block. Our lion will roar, and our parrot will talk. They are performing the same action, but they do it differently. The make sound method in our scenario is very important. Everyone should be able to make sound, but it is not implemented as mandatory. This can cause unwanted behavior in our program. So if I delete this override statement from parrot, our program will not break, but it's gonna cause a strange behavior. Our parrot is saying woof woof. This is not the behavior that we want. Another issue that we may encounter will be each classes will implement the same action using different names. Like for example, the lion is not using the make sound name, but it's using the growl method. The parrot is using the talk method. We implemented the required methods using different method names. This is acceptable to the compiler, but the logic will break. Because in our main class, we're calling the make sound method, but our classes are implementing it using different method names. If we bring this back to overriding, it's gonna fix it, but this is still prone to miscommunication because overriding is not required, okay? And the programmer may forget to override the method. So in parrot, if I delete the override statement, the compiler will accept it, but the logic is, again, broken. So as a fix, we can make the important methods, such as the make sound method, as mandatory by making them abstract. So to make a method abstract, you need to delete the method body. It's gonna give us an error, the method body is missing. But if you add the abstract keyword after the access modifier, I'm gonna put in abstract. Now the error will go away. So this means that all classes that extends the animal class must have their own implementation of the make sound method. So if we go down, okay, clownfish is good because we have an override statement for it. Same as lion, but at the bottom we have an error for parrot. It's gonna say make sound must be overridden. Okay, if you build and run, it's gonna give us an error. So the programmer is reminded that the parrot must have a make sound method. So I'm just going to simply copy and paste from the other class. Now the error is going to go away. So by making a method abstract, the child classes are forced to implement said method, enforcing consistency between child classes. Now if we build and run, we get our expected behavior. All of our animals perform the same method but in different ways. By making a method abstract, the child classes are required to override that method with their own implementation. In the parent class, the method will not have a body because it's going to be written in the child classes. One last thing to note about abstract methods is that you can only define them inside abstract classes. So here, if I delete the keyword abstract, it's going to give us a warning, and if I build and run, it's going to say we have errors. So I'm going to bring back the keyword abstract. Abstract methods are methods that are declared without implementation. Implementation must be defined in the child classes. Interface type classes. An interface is a class that contains